कोई ऐसा उदाहरण बताइएगा कि गवर्नमेंट ने किसी पॉलिसी को विड्रॉ कर लिया हो और उसके बाद आकर उसका डिफेंस करते हो, तो बोले चरित्र का इससे बड़ा उदाहरण नहीं। ये याकूब मेनन की जुडिशियल किलिंग हुई है, किसका स्टेटमेंट था? अफजल हालात का मारा है, किसका स्टेटमेंट था? मणिशंकर अय्यर और शशि थरूर के मंत्री होने बनते। जाकिर नायक शांति का मसीहा था, इशरत जहां बेटी थी, ओसामा जी थे, हाफिज साहब थे। जवाब इतना आतंकवाद के साथ सराबोर है। और उसके बाद भारतीय सेना पर आक्रमण करने वाले भटके हुए नौजवान थे। इतना ही नहीं, 26/11 का हमला उनकी सरकार कहती थी हाफिज सईद ने कराया और उनके नेता कुछ और बोलते थे। इसलिए आतंकवाद पर उनका चरित्र इस कदर ताकतवर है कि मेरे विचार से कुछ बोलने की गुंजाइश नहीं है। और आतंकवाद पर जिस ढंग की खतरनाक राजनीति कांग्रेस ने की है, मैं इस बात को विश्वास और दृढ़ता के साथ कहता हूँ कि आतंकवाद पर मोदी जी की सरकार आने के बाद जितना प्रभावी नियंत्रण हुआ है, या दक्षिण कश्मीर के 4 जिलों के अलावा पूरे भारत से पूरी तरीके से हमने नियंत्रण पाने की क्षमता हासिल की। और मैं कांग्रेस से कहना चाहूंगा इस चीज को राजनीति मत करिए, ये हाथ से खेलने जैसी चीज है। कांग्रेस से आम आदमी पार्टी को शराबी नशे को ज्यादा नहीं, इसलिए दोनों को यह समर्पित है कि कागज का है लिबास चिरागों का शहर है, कागज का है लिबास चिरागों का शहर है,
छोटी उम्र में इतना बड़ा कारनामा और इतनी सारी चीजों को मेंटेन करना और एक ईवी रखना इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल, जिसको कि लोग बोला करते थे कि ये पैसे बचाने का ये आइटम है, लेकिन आज हम वो माइंडसेट चेंज करने वाले हैं, जो कि हमारे साथ ये सिर्फ इस गाड़ी के ऑनर नहीं, ये इस सारी जगह के ऑनर है। इनका बहुत सा बड़ा लेवल का बिजनेस है। तो इतनी बड़ी बिजनेस में स्टैंड मिलने के बाद एज जो है छोटी है, लेकिन छोटी एज वालों के साथ में प्रॉब्लम क्या है, जब इतना होता है ना बहनों, तो उनके साथ में थोड़ी सी परेशानी होती है, ठीक है। लेकिन यहाँ पे देखिए वो क्यों अभी हम इससे बात करते हैं, वो ऑफ होता है। सबसे पहले ये बता दो कि ये गाड़ी ये भी कितना टाइम 6 months हो गए गाड़ी सितंबर में निकली। ईवी तो लोग सोचते हैं कि पेट्रोल के पैसे बचा लेंगे, ये कर लेंगे, वो कर लेंगे, इस वजह से वो मानते हैं चीपर वेरिएंट की भी हम उसमें बात निकलेगा चीपर वेरिएंट की वजह से वाला वेरिएंट जैसे नहीं पता है आपको कंफर्ट है, लग्जरी है, इट फील्स लाइक चीपर बट एज एन लग्जरी वेरिएंट। सबसे बड़ा एक फैक्ट मैं बता दूं थोड़ा सा, ये जो है कोई लग्जरी ईवी भी ले सकते थे, ऑडी का e-tron वगैरह, लेकिन टाटा का ब्रांड में टाटा इंडियन इंडिया यस हम प्लान कर रहे थे कैरियर लेने का, बट फिर मैंने वापस बोला कि लेनी चाहिए बिकॉज आप एक बिजनेस माइंड होते हुए आप चीज़ों को कैसे बनाना चाहिए, गाड़ी को लाइबिलिटी कैसे बनाना चाहिए, गाड़ी को कैसे में कैसे कन्वर्ट कर सके, वो हमारा मेन मोटिव था कि हम इसे कैसे ऐसे कन्वर्ट कर सकें। आज के डेट में मैं इसको लेके कहीं एक्स्ट्रा ट्रैवल करता हूँ, कुछ 2 मीटिंग एक्स्ट्रा करता हूँ, एंड वो एज एसेट बन के लाइबिलिटी है वैसे बन गई। देखो ये होता है बिजनेस माइंडसेट, ये लाइबिलिटी नहीं है कि कोई एसेट बना, कोई भी चीज़ आप ले लो कैसे भी ले लो, अगर बिजनेस माइंडसेट से चल रहे हो तो वो एसेट बना लो। अभी तक का जो एक्सपीरियंस रहा है इस ईवी का स्पेशली कैसा रहा है? अच्छा लगा है, 6 months हो गए ड्राइव करते हुए, 75 वर्जन ऑफ 6 months है।
मेरी हमारे नाम लोग ये ना पहले गली में से हमारे वो निकलते हैं तो सारे साल
कोई नहीं करता।
अरे ये दिख जाएगा तो
अभी तक चार्जिंग की कोई ऐसी प्रॉब्लम
यार
नहीं
वो राम
है
ले
कि
तो छुट्टी
रात
से
को या फिर दिन में कहीं पर खड़ी हुई हो।
गई छुट्टी में दो घंटे
जैसे
का
पेट्रोल की गाड़ी में चलते हैं, आप लैंप में चलते हैं, अभी गाड़ी में कोई ट्रेन हम नहीं, ऐसे आप ईवी प्लान में चलते हैं। देखो जो बिजनेस पर्सन होते हैं ना वो अलग चीज में ये कह सकते हैं हर बार हमारी प्लानिंग के साथ चलते हैं तो आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं। मैं से गया हूँ जयपुर गया हूँ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, एकदम बढ़िया मस्त। जब ईवी पे हम कन्वर्ट करते हैं अपने ऑप्शंस और कंसीडर करें इंस्टेंट खाना, देखिए ईवी पे हम सारा वेटर्स करें ईवी पे, बट इसका इंडिया में प्रीमियम लगा देंगे बैठ के अच्छा भी हुआ एंड एक और जो फ्रेंड्स वगैरह हैं जब उन्होंने देखी गाड़ी कि उन्होंने ये मतलब शौक नहीं हुआ कि आप ईवी ले लेंगे और ये दे वर शौक, बट टू बी ऑनेस्ट मैं 3-4 फ्रेंड्स और ये ले चुके हैं विद 2 months and 3 months एंड उनको बहुत अच्छा लगा ड्राइव करने की गाड़ी, बहुत अच्छा फील हुआ है, और
मेरे वाली की तो बदली शाम को खाली रोटी रोटी डालूंगी मेरी मैं तो आलू के पराठे बना दिए किसी ने
इसकी सर्विस कितनी है?
इसकी 3 सर्विस हो चुकी है।
शराबी से बड़ी बात तो डेबिट कार्ड
मैक्सिमम मैंने सेकंड सर्विस में
उससे बात करने देना है
चेंज हुआ था।
वो तो किसी चीज और मैंने कई पार्क जा गई आपको कौन क्या लगा तो मैंने कहा पास में लेकिन हम आगे बड़े घंटे पे काम लेकिन हमने लेकिन पार्क को चेंज कर दिया जिसमें भी बैठा
So
इसमें
it was
बड़ी
like the maximum service environment
मेरे को थोड़ा सा घूमना तो सही है वैसे बैठे होते
that will be once in a year.
कहीं दूर जाते हो तो थोड़ा सा मिल जाता पार्क
तो आप मन से नहीं
मैंने की तो उसके साथ गई
Major
टैक्सी में
service हो
गई
गई।
या फिर ऐसे गई लेकिन इस पार्क में तो पैसे लगे चले तेरे को निकल बजेगा फिर आके सब जगह हो जाए फिर हम हाँ मैं बहुत सारा अभी हमने 3 बार ना लिया एक बार सुबह मैंने की पूजा पाठ कर लेते हैं उसके बाद में सब पूजा करती हूँ मेरी सारी माफी है पूजा करने के शुरू हुए तो चर्चा लगाई मेरी बना के बहुत करता तो आता ही घर में कवर यहाँ पे ऊपर ही आता है लेकिन नया आता नहीं ले आएगा कपड़े से नीचे नीचे रख देगा अपना थैला उसके कपड़े ये नीचे रख देती है हाथों को मेरी बिल्ली पर चली गई थोड़ा गंदे करना मेरे हाथ पे छत कर रही है ऐसे अंडा का रख के आज करा देती है मेरी अंडा को देती हूँ अंडा खा लेना कुछ नहीं हवा अंडे मेरी अंडा को बदलना कहीं तो सही आया बिलोटा खुजली वाला मजा आया खाने में आलू कितनी अच्छी लगी खाने में आलू कितनी अच्छी लग रही
इस समय हम मौजूद हैं दिल्ली के कैनॉट प्लेस में और यहाँ पर पीवीआर प्लाजा है और अभी इस समय पीवीआर प्लाजा के अंदर इस मास्क मूवी की जो कास्ट है रणबीर कपूर आलिया भट्ट को यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए हैं और अंदर इस समय मूवी की स्क्रीनिंग चल रही है। आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर उनके जो फैंस हैं वो भी पहुंचे हुए हैं उनको देखने के लिए उनकी झलक पाने के लिए यहाँ पर कब से इंतजार कर रहे हैं और कुछ देर पहले इस मूवी की स्क्रीनिंग स्टार्ट हुई है। वहीं अगर बात की जाए इस मास्क मूवी को लेकर के इस समय माहौल मचा हुआ है बॉलीवुड में जिस तरह से ये हाल ही की एक खबर आपको बता दें जैसे ही उज्जैन में ये इस मूवी की कास्ट की रणबीर कपूर के आलिया भट्ट
उज्जैन गए थे
इस मूवी के डायरेक्टर अयान मुखर्जी ने तो वहां पर उनको जो है लोगों के विरोध का सामना करना पड़ा और उस मंदिर परिसर में महाकालेश्वर मंदिर परिसर में इन दोनों एक्टर्स और एक्ट्रेस जो इस मूवी की है रणबीर कपूर आलिया भट्ट को नहीं जाने दिया गया क्योंकि अगर बात की जाए मूवी की पिछले 1 महीने से इसको बॉयकॉट करने का ट्रेंड जो है वो देश भर में चल रहा है और इसमें कोई एक फैक्टर नहीं बल्कि तमाम ऐसे फैक्टर हैं जिससे जो लोग बॉयकॉट कर रहे हैं वो इसको बहुत ज्यादा वायरल कर रहे हैं। इसमें अगर फैक्टर्स की बात की जाए आलिया भट्ट का जो बयान आया था कुछ दिन पहले कि आपको मेरी मूवीज अगर नहीं पसंद है नहीं मुझे देखना है तो मत देखिए तो कहीं ना कहीं इस देश की जनता को उस समय गुस्सा आया हम लोगों ने आपको जमीन से लेकर के ऊपर पहुंचाया और आज इस देश की जनता के प्रति आपका अगर ऐसा रवैया है आप अगर ऐसी सोच रखते हैं इस तरह की एरोगेंस आप दिखाएंगे तो हम आपकी मूवीज देखने नहीं जाएंगे। उसके बाद जो इस मूवी के प्रोड्यूसर हैं करण जौहर उनके जो तमाम बयान आए वो कहीं ना कहीं विवादों के घेरे में दिखाई दिए। करण जौहर ने आकर के बयान दिया कि आप जो है मूवीज को बॉलीवुड और टॉलीवुड में मत बांटिए आप हमारी जो फिल्म है उसको इंडियन सिनेमा के नाम से जानिए और अब से जो भी मूवी रिलीज होगी उसको इंडियन सिनेमा में काउंट किया जाए। जब करण जौहर ने ये बयान दिया उसके बाद एक और विवाद खड़ा हो गया कि 2 दशकों से करण जौहर मूवीज बना रहे हैं इस इंडस्ट्री में है बड़े बड़े तमाम रियलिटी शोज करते हैं आज तक करण जौहर को ये याद क्यों नहीं आया कि हमें जो है बॉलीवुड और टॉलीवुड में इस इंडस्ट्री को नहीं बांटना चाहिए बल्कि हमें इसे इंडियन सिनेमा में रहना चाहिए। लेकिन जब उनकी मूवी टाइगर यहाँ पर बॉयकॉट हुई टाइगर पूरी तरह से पिटी बॉक्स ऑफिस पर मास्क मूवी को लेकर के जो बॉयकॉट का ट्रेंड चलाया जा रहा है
पिक्चर का तो बताओ पिक्चर तो बेकार
ऐसा लग रहा है कि
ये
ये मूवी का जो बजट है 410 करोड़ रुपए वो हम किस तरह से निकालें। उसके बाद करण जौहर का जो ये बयान है तो कहीं ना कहीं इसकी जो बौखलाहट है वो साफ तौर पर
दोस्तों उत्तर प्रदेश के बिजनौर की गांव से खड़े कर देने वाली खबर सामने आई है। शायद हर 2 कस्बे में पता
ये है हुंडई की एक ऐसी लग्जरी एसयूवी जो कि आती है एक ऐसे रेट में
ओ और ला देना इसके और दूध भी ला देना। हाँ हाँ
हेलो हाय डी हेलो हेलो हाय डी हाँ मैंने ना चालू कर दिया ये लैपटॉप है ना अभी तक कुछ नहीं आया हाँ मैंने माइक रिकॉर्डिंग रिकॉर्डिंग भी चालू कर दिया था न्यू स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग ना क्यू वाले को दबा करके न्यू स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग वो कर दिया था रिकॉर्डिंग का ऑप्शन भी आ रहा है आ गया ठीक है ठीक है अभी जैसे कि वो स्टार्ट होगा मैं बता दूँगा
हाँ वो उसमें आ रही है अभी सेट तो कर दिया वही चलते हैं चलो इसे उसी कमरे में जाते हैं जब हमारा कुछ चलेगा मम्मी के साथ चलो इसी कमरे में लेटेंगे आराम से हमारा ये तो ऐसे कभी इसी तो वैसे भी नहीं चला रहे रात को चला लेंगे तो खाना खाएंगे चलो वही लेटेंगे चलो खाना हाँ बेटा आ जाओ हम आराम करेंगे जरा
Good morning, guys. Good afternoon, guys. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, audible. Good afternoon.
Okay. Just open your WhatsApp group. I have shared our test cases. I have shared the test cases. Check out. Did you get it or not?
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Okay. So the task for the day is perform CRUD operations, execute all these test cases, and update the status. Okay. All the test cases. At least you have to work for project module and employee module. Okay. So try to execute. Create a separate collection called as assignment and do it. So meanwhile, if anybody is facing any issues with respect to RMG Yantra installation, we will take care. So others, please continue with your execution. Okay, I think there are more than 20 to 25 test cases, including 2 modules. So I want you to execute that. Okay, just perform CRUD operation, analyze it, write down any comments. I'm telling you now only, there might be script issue, there might be, test cases are not reviewed, so the validations might be given as wrong. Okay, so any status it might be, whatever is the status, just open it and just jot it down. Okay, so let me check out if I have it. RMG test cases. No, I don't have it here. I have shared the updated one to you. Okay. While reading these test cases, please analyze. When you are the only API tester in your company, you might or they might ask you to write the test case, and they might ask you to give you the test cases. Okay. Don't use this web URI. Use our traditional one which we are using, because this is wrong. Okay. So username and password you already know. Okay, and test case name, test case ID, which HTTP method you are using, what is the endpoint, what is the content type, what is the request body you have to give, path parameter, query parameter, don't apply as of now. So this is about your request. Coming to your response, check out the status code, content type, only that much is enough. Okay, don't go for verification, just check it. Okay, if it is in UI verification or database verification, just go and check whether it is happening or not, whether the same status code you are getting or not. Okay, say for example, you are doing a GET request. In the expected status code, he has given it as 201. So that means your test cases failed. So you can write a separate column here called as result, and write all the comments what you have achieved. Is it clear? Very, very important, because when you get a test case, how you will analyze the test case and how you will execute it in Postman, this is also important. And don't think like I am an automation guy, for me rest assured is more important compared to Postman. There are companies which don't prefer rest assured at all, because again it is automation, you are more billable. Okay, if you know Postman very well only, it might be enough. Okay, so and when we will do Postman in detail, okay, all the concepts we are going to do it in Postman most of the time.
No, ma'am.
And in rest assured, whatever concept we have done in Postman, same thing we are going to do it in as a tool, that's all. Okay, so execute it. Someone had a question?
Yeah, ma'am. This is the that we could do in any industry using this.
Sorry?
Madam, this is the real way that we are going to execute our test cases?
Yes.
With the
Yes, it is one of the industry specific formats, okay, which we had created to test your RMG Yantra application. Okay, so the same test case I'm giving it to you so that you will get hands on, because ultimately either you will write the test case or by referring that test case, you have to automate, you have to execute it. Okay, so get some hands-on on that. Expose yourself to test cases, get taking test cases and performing it in the performing CRUD operations. Because once after you are 100% stable with performing CRUD operations, then we can go for advanced level concepts. Okay, maybe variables, verification, snippets, request chaining, all these things I can go later. Okay, so take it as a task. Okay, perform it. I want you to create separate, one second, I want you to create separate request. First, create a separate collection called as assignment. Okay, in that collection, every request should be having a name which is similar to your test case name. Request name should be same as your test case name. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. This one only I wanted to explain once again. Yeah.
Okay, so create a separate collection for every request. For every new request, you have to create for every new test case, you have to create a new request. Keep it separately as assignment. Okay, so that our ST39 collection don't disturb it, because we are going to add still more concepts into that. So this is for your practice. Okay, same way, take a test case, analyze it, start requesting, start automating, executing.
Ma'am, data will be like this that you have sent that one, or we will change that according to.
No, take that only.
Okay, ma'am.
Take that only. I'm very sure you're going to get 409 conflict. Okay, because it will not take repetitive project name. So change the name every time you take it.
Ma'am, is it mandatory to open the command prompt for the opening the Swagger RMG?
No. If it is already, if it is happening with your executable file, no need to open it. But if it did not work, for some people there was issues. Okay, for them you should go to command prompt and run manually. Just double click on your exe file. Okay, if application is opening, if a tool, Swagger document is opening, no need to use command prompt. It is ultimately same thing.
Without opening that, I'm unable to open the Swagger tools. That's why I have to open the RMG. Then
you have one second, wait. See, RMG Yantra, this jar file, whatever it is there, this is a server. Okay, you have to run it if you want to access the application. Correct? No. So what happens is, this server we have packaged into exe file. Double click on that exe file before doing any operation. Double click it. If it is happening, if the application user, login page is coming, then your application, your server is running fine. Okay, it's an indication. No need to log into application. Just login page you should get. Later you go and check the Swagger. Okay, later you go and check the Swagger. If it did not open login page, that means your RMG Yantra is not running. So you have to invoke it via command prompt. Okay, java-jar. You have to run your server. Okay. Anybody else is facing any issues with respect to RMG Yantra?
Yes, ma'am. Same issue with
What is the issue? Share your screen, Amar. I'll make you as a presenter.
Ma'am, one more thing, what you have given in assignment, for that we have to use that Swagger, ma'am?
Obviously, no? See, I'll tell you once again. See the test case. Okay.
I am able to do regarding the post, but further more of the things I'm not exactly doing.
No. That is why I'm told you to go to Swagger. Okay. Yesterday's task was to perform everything in your Swagger. Is it working?
Ma'am, post, I have used post at project. It is working, ma'am. But regarding the gate, all project gates in the project, I'm not able to do that.
Okay, let me try. Let me give it to you. Let us do that so that you can do others. Okay, if anybody is facing any issues, not very confident, observe. We will do all the operation. Then you can continue with the task.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Get all projects. We will do first. Okay. So I'm going to create a collection. I mean, inside the collection, I'm going to create a request. It is a get request. So let me enter the URL. Okay. So before entering the URL, make sure your server is running. How do you get to know your server is running? Your Swagger should open. Your application UI should open. See, you should at least get the login page. Only that means your server is running fine. Okay. Localhost, default port number 8084. Now what is the endpoint? What is the endpoint? My scenario is get all projects. What is the endpoint?
Project /project.
/projects.
Okay, slash projects is my endpoint. So observe. Let me come to my Swagger. Get all projects. See, observe the difference between post and get. For post, he is telling body is a mandatory field. Okay, for get, is he telling anything? Is he telling anything in the body? No. That means no body required. Just save it, send it. You got the request, you got the response. 200 okay, 225 is your total duration, time duration taken. And what kind of body it is? Can you tell me what is the body? What is this body?
JSON.
JSON, ma'am.
JSON only, but what form? What form? See, this is an object, correct? No.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
This is another object.
Array of
Ma'am, array,
objects.
ma'am. Array, ma'am.
Very good. Your get response is giving you array of objects. Why?
Because in the database, the body would be saved in this format. So we are getting from there.
See, partially right. Get request in the sense, whatever the projects that are present in my server, in my database, everything it should give you. Because you are doing get all projects, I'm not looking for one project. I'm looking for all the projects which are currently created. So when you have multiple projects, obviously every project is an individual object. Correct, no? Every project is an individual object. So
Yes.
since all the objects he is returning, he has to return it in the form of what? Array of objects. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now similar. Let me add a request. Request name, let me give it as get single project. Again, it's a get request. http:// localhost 8084. What is the endpoint? I want to get a single project. What is the endpoint?
Projects, project ID.
/projects /project ID.
Project and
Project
project ID. If you observe, this project ID is written in single curly braces and he's telling path. Correct? So what is this path? We will see it later. As of now, we will just hard code it. Okay? As of now, we will just hard code it. Let me copy, paste it. Project ID is my key. What I will do is, let me go to my previous get request, pick up any project ID, any project ID you take, come here, instead of this project ID, remove everything and paste it. So what I'm doing right now is, I want to get, previously if I do get /projects, I was getting all the projects, but now I want to, if I specify the project ID, I want to get only this project. Let's see. Now what type of data it is giving you?
Only one object.
Only one
One
object.
ma'am. One object.
That is what you are looking at. Yes or no? TY project 1003. Okay. So as of now, pick this project ID from, okay, your get all request, or you can pick it from UI, or you can pick it from database. Okay. Now observe. Let me go to update request. Update project. Okay, update project. So which is the method you have to use?
Put a ma'am, put or patch.
Ma'am, for update, it should be
Check here.
A single project, ma'am.
Check here.
Madam, you are updating project, so we should use put method.
ma'am,
I'm
for
updating.
completely change update, we go for put, and for partially we go for patch.
We will
Okay,
use
observe.
put here.
Whatever you are telling, it is 100% right. Okay, 100% right. But did I tell you I am doing complete update or partial update? Did I tell you?
No, ma'am.
No. Then how did you tell it is put? Simple
Ma'am,
thing.
because
Observe.
there's-
Depends on number of changes we want to update, ma'am.
Observe. Don't think so much. If you have an option for patch, then you have to use patch. If you have option for put, then you have to use only put. If you have options for both put and patch, then you should decide minimal changes I'm doing or maximum changes I'm doing. Here in our case, if you observe, in RM Chentra, if you observe, he is giving only one option for update. That is my put. If there is no patch in the Swagger document, can I do that operation?
No, ma'am.
There is no Swagger. I mean, there is no option for that. Can I do it? I'll tell you one thing. We can assume, correct? No, I can assume. Obviously, updation in the sense I can update only one project details at a time. So the endpoint remains same only. Project/project ID. If I give patch method, what happens? If I give patch method, what happens?
500.
Some details I will take. I'll take 3 because recently we have used, so I'm very sure it is existing. Okay, I will take this. Okay, anyways, I have to pass the body, so I'm trying to give any body. Okay, raw JSON. So in 1003, what is there? Observe in 1003. Okay, in 1003 you have HP Bhavin, team size is 32. What I'm trying to update 1003 as Chaitra SZ39, team size is 20. Let me save it. Let me send it. What it is giving me?
Error from client.
See here.
server, ma'am.
Request method 500 internal server error. Okay. What is the message it is giving you? Request method patch is not supported. Okay. So what is the conclusion here is, if there is no option for patch, if any of the HTTP method is not given in the Swagger document, you cannot perform that operation. Okay, you cannot perform that operation. You might get a situation wherein he might not give an option to view single project, or he might not give an option to view all the projects. It is developer's analysis. Okay, I don't even tell customer. It's not dependent on customer. Okay, it is dependent on whom? Developer. Okay, so developer is the one who designed this. So it is left to him. He would have had a different vision. That is why he would have not given that option. So if it is there, no need to think, no need to test. Whatever it is in your Swagger, only that you are going to test it. Okay. Now what I have to do if I have to update? I have to update using only put. Let me save it. Is it updated? Project ID is same. See, TY project 1003, TY project 1003. The data was different. Now I have updated it. Are you getting the point? When you perform post, put, or patch, mandatory you have to send the body. Okay. Now observe. Let me perform delete operation. Is it clear? If it is not there, no need to worry. Don't tell him also why you want to test extra API. Okay, just a minute, Amar. I'll clear that. I'll come there. Okay, observe. Let me give the endpoint. For delete also, the endpoint is what? /projects /project ID. So whatever the project just now I have updated, let me delete that. See, for delete of, if you expand, he's telling only project ID is mandatory, nothing else. So let me send the request. What is the content you're getting? What is the status code? 204, no content. Okay, what I will do, it is already deleted, it is gone, it's not in the database. I will re-execute it. What is the issue it is telling? No value present, internal server error, projects / project 1003 500. Understanding? This is how you are going to perform R&D, because every time when you perform any action, server is going to respond to you in a very different way. The way he developed might not be the same way how you are going to test it. Okay, so you should try it different ways. Now let me take up the questions. Base URL is same for all the APIs, so can't we store it somewhere and execute it? We'll go there, because we are still in a budding stage. We are still in CRUD operations. We'll go there. All these things we will take care in rest assured. Okay, we are going to build a framework for APIs. That time we will take care. Okay, so here we will use environment variables. So maybe once you are done with CRUD operations, I will go there. Okay, we'll store it in a separate variable. Good thought. Okay, if we get 404 here, means what mistake we have done. 404 not found means you are trying to, your URL might be wrong, your data might be wrong. Okay, you might be doing some operation with unwanted project. Okay, Swagger is only for RMG Yantra. All different application is having different type of Swagger. No, Swagger is a tool. Okay, it's a universal tool to develop API documents. Let me show you another Swagger. Okay, but I tell Swagger is not the only way to have API documents. Let me take an example of Pet Store. Okay, so observe, Pet Store also has API document developed using Swagger. Okay, are you able to see here Swagger? Okay, Smart Beer is a company which is producing this, which is the owner of this particular tool. So with the help of tool, you can develop API document. Okay, Pet Store is also another open source API. Okay, it resembles similar to RMG Yantra, because both API documents have been developed using Swagger tool. Okay, if you observe, the color conventions are also same. Post is green, get is blue, delete is red, put and patches orange. Okay, put and patches orange. Okay, I'll show you one more open source API. Okay, you would have used it, some people. See, request response. Request is another open source API. Okay, this is their API document. This itself is their API document. This is his base URL, this is his endpoint, and this is the list of APIs which are present. Okay, this is an API document. Any information if you are getting about APIs, that is an API document. Is he following Swagger tool for this? Are they using Swagger tool for this? No. Okay, so using Swagger tool is not mandatory. Okay, API document is not equal to Swagger document. Okay, Swagger is a tool. The API document which is developed using Swagger tool is called as Swagger document. Okay, so anyways they can store API documents. What some people do is, every time you get a build, they are going to give you the build ID, they are going to give you the link of the build to install, all these relevant information they give it to you. So with that only they will give you, this is the endpoint generated, this is the data to be given, like that they will give it to you. some people will not even follow API document. Okay, let me show you one government website. I think it's CoWIN APIs, maybe. Okay. CoWIN public APIs. See here. Observe, these are the APIs which are given by your CoWIN. Okay, API Setu, CoWIN website. Okay, so even they follow barrier token. So I'll teach you how to provide a token and all. So this is also an open source. Okay, you can, if you are able to create an account, you can access these APIs. So see, look at the endpoints, how they are giving registration, certificate, public, download. You can literally generate your vaccination certificates with the help of this. Okay, but they have authenticated. And if you observe, there are no, okay, see, metadata APIs, appointment availability APIs, certificate APIs, only for user authentication, because you have to generate OTP and you have to confirm OTP he's giving you post operation. Rest all he's doing what? Only get operation. There is no concept of delete, there is no concept of update, anything. So depending on our requirement, we are going to design APIs. Okay, so if you are interested, you can do some R&D on this. Okay, so but as of now, I think it will be difficult because they follow barrier token. I'll teach you how to take barrier token in the upcoming sessions. After that, you can try it out. Okay, it's interesting. Wherever you find APIs, no, just have a thought about it. It's very interesting.
Ma'am,
See, tell me.
Ma'am, the document which you have provided, we have to execute it from line number 13 because the barrier token concept, like that authorization things has been done.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm also having the same doubt.
No, ignore. Whatever you are able to perform it, okay, line number, okay, you see, yeah, the first two test cases you ignore, RMG API authentication.
Yeah.
That's what I told you.
Yeah,
Look for project module. Project module will work fine, okay, and after project module, go for employee module. Okay, RMG API employee 01. Okay, you can go for that.
Okay.
Even in between, you get any okay, authentication related details, anything is there, you can skip that. Okay, it's not verified, I mean reviewed, so you might get some issues, your script might be wrong, your API test case might be wrong. Ignore it and practice. Okay, so shall we take a break for half an hour? Will you try it by that time? Half an hour or 40 minutes?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
We'll
ma'am.
try.
Ma'am,
Okay,
one more
okay.
question.
Yeah.
May I, ma'am? Ma'am, all good, but ma'am, how it is connected with the ma'am SQL, ma'am? That from there we are fetching the projects and all.
Database. See, any application the developer is creating, okay, any application you become a developer in future, you create application, they should have a specific space for database. What is the use of these databases? Any actions you do in the application, it should go and sit there. It is like a storage unit, third layer of your 3-tier architecture. So it is a database, simple. Whatever you do in this RMG Yantra API, okay, if you do it for project, it is going and sitting in projects because we have created a database in project.
Ma'am, all are getting a store in our local or on the server, ma'am?
Huh?
All are getting a store in our local system, na, ma'am?
In your
From
local
there-
system, you have created a database, na?
Yes, ma'am.
See, that is why the precondition I told you, we have to install MySQL. Okay, so we have installed it separately, and there it is. We have created a separate database. We have reserved a place for RMG Yantra. So whatever operation you are doing here, it is going and sitting there. Developer has already designed. Okay, it should have MySQL. In that MySQL, you have to create projects. Only then it will get executed. Okay, if you use exe file, automatically everything will happen. Okay, you will not be able to see the logic, but it will work. Okay, understood? Okay. So what I will do is, it's 3:40 now. Sharp 4:15 we are going to connect back. Okay, why to waste internet? So meanwhile you execute everything. 4:15 I will reconnect everybody. So I'll start the session sharp 4:15. Even you guys join, and we will finish it up with another 2 more concepts. Okay. So those concepts you can update it in your scripts. Is it clear? Everybody?
Ma'am.
Will you do it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, fine, guys. I'll wind up with the meeting as of now. So I'll reconnect at 4:15.
The meeting has ended. इशू फॉर्म दिया वो वाला दोबारा भी चालू कर दिया, चालू करके रखा हुआ है। इनके को फोटो भेजिए, देख लो एक बार, फोटो भेजिए मैंने मेरे को एक बार देखो। हाँ, एक मिनट। अच्छा मैंने चालू कर रखा फिर भी। ठीक।
Done, guys? Did you try it?
Right, ma'am. Going on. Doing.
Going on. Okay, pause it. So we'll update little more concepts so that it will make it little more easier to execute the test script. And anyways, tomorrow is Saturday. I'm going to take any session tomorrow. So let us finish one or two concepts, and that also you can include it in your task. Okay.
Ma'am, in
Ma'am.
some test cases,
Ma'am,
it should shows the error file
One at a time.
501, but in both cases, our test cases
Showing?
hello. It should show 501, but we are getting 201 status code.
It's okay. Test cases are not reviewed. No problem.
Ma'am,
Okay.
I have one issue. How to add in the form of ma'am, key and value, ma'am. I'm not getting how to add in that.
See, 1 second. Whichever you are able to understand, only that you give. Okay, key and value pair, that I will teach you now. Okay, what you did not understand, don't do that, because there are a couple of test cases which are leading to JSON file, okay, which are leading to form data. So ignore those things. Okay, what you have
Ma'am,
understood, you.
Ma'am, like in test case 13 and 14, like if we are creating one project in case test case 13, and the same project we are giving different name, like we are creating a duplicate data in the database, but it is being get executed. It should show an error like 501, but it is getting created with the same name.
Write a comment. I told you, no, test cases are not reviewed, and
Okay.
application is not tested properly. So write a comment. Keep it as reference.
Okay, ma'am, fine.
Okay, done. Observe. So we are done with CRUD operations. We are done with CRUD operations. So next concept we have to move ahead is variables in Postman. Okay, variables in Postman. Before Postman, let me ask you, in Java, how many variables have you seen? Have you used? How many variables, type of variables you know in Java?
Local and global variable.
What is a local variable?
The scope is in that
Belongs to
class.
single block, ma'am.
Ma'am, present in the method, ma'am, that is the local. And if
Ma'am,
it is
the
present in the
variable
class,
is the
that is
variable
global.
which are created directly in the method block, that is called local variable,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah, ma'am. It will be
variable
created in
which is
the class.
directly created in the class, that is called
That is global.
local variable.
Okay. Can I tell scope of local variable in your Java is within a block? It might be a method block. It might be
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
just a block of
Yeah,
statement. Block, correct or not? Outside that curly braces, it is not valid.
Yes, ma'am.
In Postman also, you can create a local variable. Okay, the scope of this local variable is within a request. Where it is? Within a request. So if you create one request, create a project. In that request, if you create any variable, and it will be valid only in that particular request. You cannot use it outside the request. You call it as local variable. Similarly, one more we have is global variable. The usage of this global variable is you can use it, okay, you can use it anywhere within the workspace. Okay, so what do you mean by a workspace in the sense? Are you able to see? This is the current workspace what I'm using. Okay, this is the current workspace what I'm using. So I have not signed in, so multiple workspaces are not displayed to me. So this entire thing, all these collections, all my servers, all my reports, everything is belonging to this current workspace. Okay, if you change your workplace, everything will be different. Okay, maybe have you used multiple workspaces in your Eclipse? Have you used multiple workspaces in your Eclipse? You would have created, no? Yeah, it's something like that. Okay, workspace will have multiple projects. Okay, any number of projects you want to store, you can have it. I can tell it is like a replica of your software. Okay, entire Eclipse will be replicated into a different workspace. So in Postman, collection variable, sorry, global variable is accessible anywhere in the workspace. Inside the collection, outside the collection, within the collection, anywhere you can access it, but it should be within the workspace. Similarly, we have something called as collection variable. So what it could be? Collection variable. What collection variable could be? Observe it and tell me. Observe here. I have a global variable which is accessible in and outside the collections. Okay, so within the workspace. Now, what is a collection?
We can use that variable in same that collection only, like in which we have
Ma'am,
declared
we are
that.
making a different collection. But one collection have that will be only in that collection will be used, not in the other collection.
Correct. But yes, that one you call it as a collection variable. So whatever the variable you declare as collection, it is accessible only inside that collection. Say for example, I declare a variable as collection in SDATE39 collection. Okay, so inside this collection only I can access. In between request I can use, but not outside this collection. Okay, scope is restricted to within the collection, you call it as collection variable. All these three things are easy to understand because we have a frame. Okay, collection means inside the collection, global means outside the collection and out inside the workspace, local means inside a request. We have one more variable called as, okay, environmental variable. Now what this could be? Almost all the parts we have covered, right? We have covered collection, we have covered request, we have covered workspace. Then what this environment variable could be according?
What platform we are using?
Yeah, partially. Okay, I'll give a more clarity on this. Okay, scope is, okay, within the workspace. Okay, within the workspace. That means same as global variable, but in a specific environment. Okay, in a specific environment. So let me explain you first what is this, then we will get some clarity. Okay, or why this environment variable came into picture, if you ask me. Observe, I have, whenever you are working with any of the application, you'll be having at least 3 environments. Sometimes it can be 4 also. Correct, no? So we'll be having development environment. Okay, let me take the URL of development environment is different. :/dev environment.com. So this is with respect to your development environment. Similarly, you can have a testing environment. Here you are going to test. Okay, here you are going to test http://testenvironment.com. Okay, so later you are going to go for UAT. UAT is nothing but your pre-production. Okay, so UATenvironment.com. Later, imagine you are going for production. Okay, later you're going for production. So this is the URL of my production environment. My endpoint remains same. What is my endpoint? Imagine I want to do a post request. My endpoint is add project. What kind of request is it? It's a post request. My endpoint is add project. Observe carefully. Observe carefully. So if you want to send a request, what you are going to do? Till now, what you are doing? I'm going to append my, correct, no? Localhost, or let's say instead of localhost, I will take it as testenvironment.com. Agree? This is what I was doing till now. Correct, no? Like this, I was executing. In our case, it is localhost, but for explanation purpose, I have taken it as testenvironment.com. Imagine you have 100 requests. 100 requests. 100 requests also you have used the same pattern. Okay, you have used the same pattern. What is getting changed? What is getting changed? Only my endpoint is getting changed depending on my request. This is what we have been doing. Okay, I have 100 requests. It is working absolutely fine. No issues at all. Where I'm performing the action. Okay, imagine currently I'm working in test environment. Everything is as per the plan. I have created all the requests. All the requests are working fine. Later, I got a situation. Till now, they had told me that, boss, you are going to test APIs only in the testing environment. API testing is not needed in UAT. This is what the customer had told. He did not bill it also. Now what is he telling? No, we can't take risk. Okay, we have invested so much. So please perform API testing in UAT also. Now came the problem. What is the problem? What is the problem? You have 100 test scripts. You have 100 test scripts. If you want to execute the same test scripts in the UAT environment, what is getting changed?
Only the endpoint.
Endpoint is getting changed. Are you sure? Observe here, guys.
All in
Ma'am,
one.
URL will change.
One second, guys. Listen the question properly first. I am working in testing environment, so I had hard coded everything. Okay, I have hard coded testenvironment.com. No doubt, for every request, endpoint should be different. Endpoint is different. You are working fine, totally fine. Now, if you want to execute the same set of test scripts in UAT, UAT has a different environment. Yes or no? UAT has a different base URI. This is the base URI. What you are going to do now? What you are going to do? Will you go and fight with customer? No, dude, you told me don't run it in UAT, so I have not executed anything. I have dumped it as a hard coded. Will you do that? Can you do it? You can do it. Next minute, you will be out of your job. Correct, no? So, they will tell, boss, you are an automation engineer. Why did you hard code? Getting the point? Here comes the usage of environment variable. What I am going to do is, I am going to create these many environments. Okay, I am going to create these many environments. I will show you how to do it, but as of now, understand these are all different environments in my Postman. Okay, so for this environment, I will create a variable called as base URI. Okay, I'll create a variable called as base URI. I'm going to create it as what? I'm going to create it as environment variable. Okay, environment variable. Let me write that also. I'm going to create it as environment variable. How does it operate in the sense? I'm going to use, okay, carefully observe, I'm going to give it as, okay, any variable. If you want to use it in Postman, you have to make use of double curly braces. This is a variable. This is a variable name. Okay, variable name. I'm going to give it slash. I'm going to give it as add project. I am not worried about endpoint. Okay, it has to be different. It is different. Okay, that is fine. Now what I'm going to do is, please observe, if I choose in my environment, okay, let me write it as environment here. Okay, let me write it as environment here. So what is happening is, it's like a drop down. Okay, it will act like a drop down. If I choose environment as development environment, my base URI is going to take what value? My base URI is going to take http://devenvironment.com. Similarly, if I choose the environment as test environment, my base URI is going to take which value? testenvironment.com. If I choose, one second, let me use the mouse. Where is the mouse? Okay, so if I choose the environment as UAT, my base URI is going to take this environment. If I choose production, the value will be updated as this. I have not hard coded. Based on the environment, I can choose it. Manually, I'm doing it. Manually, I have created it and I will set it. Once, if I go and change the environment, it is enough. Okay, this operation happens once. Whenever you want to execute anything, you can use it. So this variable called as base URI is behaving differently in different environment. Concept is clear. Now what happens if your developer comes and tells, boss, you run it in production, what you're going to do? He will tell you, boss, run it in production. What you're going to do? Don't touch base URI at all. Just come to environment and choose production. If you choose production, automatically this URL will be updated into your base URI. Basically, in all the scripts, instead of hard coding this base URI, you are going to pass it as a variable. Let me show it to you practically so that you will get more hold on this. Observe. Initially, it is not with respect to your collection or anything. Nothing matters as of now. Okay, let me close all the tabs. Observe. So no need to do anything. Okay, observe. Here you have an option called as, you will be having an option called as no environment. Okay, so what you have to go is, first we have to create environment. Okay, to create environment, you have an option here called as environment quick look. Click on the environment quick look. It is telling you no active environment. Even if by mistakenly if you have chosen any of the environments, also you should choose no environment when you are creating new one. Let me repeat. You have an option here called as environment choice. Choose no environment here, and immediately just at the corner right you have an I symbol, I symbol. So that is environment quick lookup. Go there, no active environment, click on add. Click on add. Let me create an environment like estate 39. Okay, let me give it as test environment. Okay, so this is basically my test environment. So it will ask you for variable name. Click on it. Give variable name as base URI. No need to give any initial value. Just give current value. What is the current value? http:// localhost : 8084. You can give everything in one URI, or you can segregate your port number also. Okay, as of now, let us try this. Okay, save it. Okay, save it. One environment I have created. Now what I am going to do is, let me create another environment so that we should have comparison. No, sdit hyphen 39 hyphen, let me give it as UAT environment. Okay, variable name should be what? What should be the variable name?
SURI.
Same name whatever you have used. Okay, please remember what, which is the environment I created. State 39. Oh, it is here.
39
One.
test environment.
Test env.
Here I got. Okay. Test env. The name should be same. If you change the name, then it will not take the value. Once again, I have added an hyphen, that's why it's not coming together. Okay, base URI. Initial value, don't give anything. Current value, let me give it in a different way. Localhost. I'll give one more variable called as port. What is the port number? 8084. Okay, let me save it. Oh no, it will be a problem. Okay, so let us give some detail. Okay, so I have created two environments. Now observe what I'm going to do. Let me remove everything. As of now, I'll be no environment only. Even though I have created, I have not taken. So let me run it. What happened? Why this one is not running? Command prompt. Okay, java -jar. Okay, this is your server. It has to be running. Okay, either you run it through exe file or you run it separately. You have to run it. Okay, so JVM is running. Now observe. Let me run it. 201 created. Now what I'm going to do is, let me replace it. How do I access the variable? Double braces. Let me type the variable name is URI. Observe what you are getting. Unresolved variable. Variable is not defined because I am in no environment. Let me go and choose test environment. Let me perform mouse over here. Now are you able to see? Are you able to see? So what is the current value you have given? http://localhost 8084. Scope is environment. Green color E symbol says it's an environment variable. Down the line you will analyze. Okay, yellow color is for collection variable. Okay, I think blue color is for global variable. Okay, you will get to know. Now what I will do is, I will not touch my URL. Okay, as of now it is holding test environment. I will not change my variable name. I will not change any URL. I will go here and I will choose what? UAT. Immediately the value keeps updated. Are you able to see here? http://uatenvironment.com. Understanding? So, in reality, if someone asks you to execute in a different environment, no need to make changes in any of your script. Come here and just change the environment. Okay, it will automatically gets updated. Is it clear? Does it make sense? The name is same, but it is taking different values based on your environment. Okay, you can access this variable inside this collection, outside the collection, anywhere inside this workspace you can use it, provided if this environment is chosen. If this environment is chosen anywhere, even inside this collection also, it has no existence. If this environment is chosen, it can be used anywhere. Okay, that is the reason we call this as environment variable. If you observe global variable, the scope is in the entire workspace. We have local variable, scope is in the request. Environment variable, scope is in the entire environment within the workspace. Collection variable, scope is only within the collection. All variables in Postman should be used with double curly braces. Okay, so this is how you are going to call a variable in Postman. Is it clear, everybody? Yes. So now you had a problem like creating it multiple times, same things. Okay, base URI will never change. Please remember, guys, if you take an application, which environment you are running, it is common. Okay, either test or UAT or development. So depending on environment, your base URI will be different, but endpoint is dependent on the functionality. Okay, so based on this, you can easily update environment variables for all. It is more user friendly, it is more convenient. Even if you run this collection outside, okay, we will see that. Okay, we have a separate tool called as Newman. So even if you run it outside also, it will be very convenient. Okay, no need to add repetitive steps. Concept is understood. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so next concept we have is validations. So shall we do some basic validations, another 5 to 10 minutes? Okay, so that Saturday you can practice. Observe. So if you observe Postman, okay, Postman has this beautiful UI, right? See, UI. So without this UI, Postman has no existence. If you go for rest assured, what happens? It is a Java library, okay, just a jar file, just like how you use Selenium, TestNG. These all those things don't have UI. Okay, there is no tool at all. Okay, they are just dependencies, jar files. Okay, in since it has a UI, even manual testers are able to do API testing with the help of this Postman. Correct now? This is what we have understood as of now. Manual testers also will do API testing with the help of Postman because they cannot write a code. They are not capable of writing code. Okay. But when manual testers are doing, how do they provide validation? How do they check whether it is right or wrong? How do they tell this particular test script got passed, this particular test script got failed?
By validation.
By validation. So can I tell providing validation in is another important aspect? Yes or no? Anywhere in your dream, if you are writing a test script also, remember every script should have its validation. If you don't provide validation, that means you are not analyzing it is pass or fail. Okay, you are not analyzing it as pass or fail. But Postman is completely built on JavaScript. See, it follows completely JavaScript. The underlying architecture for your Postman is JavaScript. So that means if I have to provide validation in Postman, can I learn JavaScript? I know JSON. Okay, JSON is a different story. JavaScript is an entirely new language. Will I have to learn it? No. No need to learn JavaScript. Why? Because the Postman developers of Postman have given validations with the help of test snippets. Okay, with the help of test snippets. What do you mean by a snippet? What do you mean by a snippet? Tell me, what do you mean by a snippet? In your interviews and all, we would have asked you, no, write a snippet to handle mouse over action, write a snippet to perform login action, write a snippet to handle Windows. What do you mean by a snippet?
Script program.
Okay, it's just a
Description of
piece
page.
of code. Okay, it's a piece of code, yeah, predefined body, which can be customized. Okay, which can be customized. Okay, so what it does actually is some functionality, some piece of code, you are going to write it as a snippet. If you call that method, if you call that script, it will work. Okay, you can customize it. Say for example, you can design it, he would have designed in a generic way. You can take it for a string, you can take it for a, you know, integer, you can take it for any other things, so you can customize it in and around those values itself. Okay, so Postman offers JavaScript snippets to perform validation. Let me show you how to go to that snippet first. Observe, this is my request. If you see here, green dot means what? Green dot means what? You have used it. Okay, so we have used the body. I have not used auth, I have not used params. Okay, similarly you can click on test. As soon as you click on test, if you look at your right corner, it is telling you there are some snippets available. Okay, what are those snippets in the sense? See, get an environment variable, it is like a getters. Okay, get variable, get global variable, get collection variable, all these are getters of your Java. Okay, even these are similar to your setters. Okay, now observe, there are some basic snippets we will try initially with. I will just click on status code, code is 200. I will just go select click. Okay, so let me tell you, I will go to tests, I will come to snippets, scroll. Okay, I am going to choose status code is 200. First, let me explain you this snippet. Please observe pm.test. This is a JavaScript code. Okay, if you know JavaScript, you can add your own snippets. Okay, pm.test. So you are telling what is this? Okay, what kind of test you are doing? Okay, this is a string. Whatever you type here will be printed in your response. Okay, observe. Let me give the status is created. I'm doing a post operation, right? So I can tell the project is created. That is the reason why I told they will give it option for customizing. Okay, now observe. So function means it's a method, they have called a method, and pm.response to have status 200. What do you mean by this? Two things I can analyze. One is it is checking the status code in the response, and observe assertable have, okay, status code. That means this should be either expected status code or this should be either actual status code. What is it according to you? Is it expected status code or is it actual status code?
Expected, ma'am.
How it is expected? Then where is actual? In assertions, we used to give expected comma actual, right? But what about
When
here?
we send actual status code, when
Actual
we
get
send
in a response.
Very good. You all are right. This is expected status code. What you are expecting. For example, I am doing post operation. I am expecting 201. This expected status code, when you run, okay, once you do the execution, after execution, you will get a status code, right? Your status code will be generated by your response. In that response, you'll be having the status code. That is your actual status code. So your function is going to compare this code with after execution status code. Okay, this status code with after execution status code. Let's see what it will do. Let me run it. Okay, project 9005, it is created. Where it will be visible in the sense, okay, you can just check it out. I think for you here only tab might be there called as test results. For me, I have zoomed in. Okay, that is the reason why it is giving me as a drop down. Go to test results. Are you able to see here? Pass, the project is created. Whatever you want to type, you can type it here. Now let's say I will give status code as 200. Save it before you send. Send. What happens? First, observe the request body. Request is sent. 201 it is created. 9006 is created. Still, why my test result is false? I mean, failed.
because our expected
My expected status was 201. It is
201 it's response actually.
Ma'am, in validation, it is not getting 201.
Observe, you all are right, 100% right. Okay, 100% right. But can I conclude once after request has been sent, then my tests are getting executed?
Yes.
Agree? Once after the request is sent, based on the response, whatever I am getting, my test results are getting executed. Why I told you
Yes, ma'am.
this is once after execution has happened only, you are getting this body, you are getting this status code, you are getting this response time. Later it will go to your test snippet and it is going to validate your tests. So even if your test have got failed, okay, that doesn't mean the request has not at all been sent. Request might be sent, your validation might be wrong. Getting the point? So never assume if you have got a failure in the test result, that doesn't mean your request has not been sent. Request has sent, response has been got, but it is okay, it might not be expected. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Like this for one test script, okay, there is no rule that you should have only one validation. You can give any number of validations. Let me give it like one more validation I can give. Response body contains string. Okay, as usual, this is your test name. Whatever you want, you can type. Okay, the data is present in the body. Always remember, he's telling you where you have to validate. So status code 200 is validation of status code. Well, let me do one more thing. Observe. So before this, I have response time. Let me do it with response time. Okay, response time is less than 200 milliseconds. Okay, let me remove this. We'll do it later. Okay, observe. One more snippet I'm taking. Response time is less than 200 milliseconds. This 200 milliseconds, he is taking it as an optimal value. Okay, you can change it. Say, for example, I want to verify within 50 milliseconds. My test script says I want to check it within 50 milliseconds. Okay, so you can alter this sentence also. Okay, you can alter the sentence also. Okay, this 50 by default it will be in milliseconds. And observe the method. He is capturing the response time. He's comparing it with your expected data. This is your expected data. Here he's capturing the response time from response. Okay, to be below 50 milliseconds. Okay, to be below means it should be less than. Let me save it. I mean send it. I got 38 milliseconds. So my test script is passed. You can also alter it. What I will do is I will give, instead of to be below, I can give to be equal. Okay, I think equal, if I use, I should give equal to. Let's see. Then I don't know whether it will work or not. Let us see. See, invalid. Okay, equal to is invalid. Okay, let me do in this way. Instead of equal to, let me give equals. Equals is a method. Are you able to see here? Expected 25 but found 50. I'm doing equals operation. To be equals to 50. Or you can also do what? Okay, instead of below, I can give above also. Still my script got failed. Expected 24 to be above 50. Are you able to understand? This is why I told we can customize it. He's just giving an option. Okay, he's just giving an idea. If you want response time, you use it. You want to use it below, you want to use it above, or you want exactly equal, you use it. No problem. Okay, so these are some of the validations. Let me use content type. When you are doing content type, don't edit anything in the content type. Why? Because just observe. Let me go to the headers. You have a content type here. It is application / JSON. Okay, so you cannot validate whether it is application bar JSON. It is just going to tell whether your header has a content type or not. It is going to check this key. That's all. It is not validating the value inside that key. So you can just use it. It will tell content type is present. You cannot validate what is present. Whether the content type is application / JSON. You can't validate that. There is no snippet. Okay. So it will just tell you content type is present. Let me go to test results. Are you able to see here? Content type is present. Okay. You can also go for one more inbuilt status code, successful post request. Sometimes what happens when we do the post operation, sometimes you're going to get 201 as the status, sometimes you're going to get 200 as the status. For some people it is going to get 202 accepted as the status. So you can give an option. Okay, so instead of only 202, I have also included 200. So successful post request means if any one of this status code is got, it will pass the script. Okay, observe successful post request. When the expected status code is more than 1, you can use this. Okay, so what I suggest is, so as of now we have validated status code and response time. Will not touch body as of now. Will not touch the response body. Only status code and response time, different content type, header, completely response header we have validated. So response time we will take it on Monday. I mean response body we will take it on Monday. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, so this is what you can try. Update environment variables for all your scripts, whatever you are doing, and try to provide minimal validations at least. Okay, either status code or response time, minimal validations. Excuse me. Did you understand? is comparatively simple. You just have to pick up the status and just alter it however you want. Okay. Little complex things will come when we go for JSON value check, contain string. Okay, those things we will see it on Monday. No problem. Yeah, good, Ayush. Good that you reminded. Okay. See, guys, here if you perform any action, I'm able to run a particular request at a time. I'm able to validate. Correct? No. The main usage of this test snippet comes into picture when you are running your entire collection. Okay. Let me provide some snippets for all my test scripts. Okay. Let me update base URI. Okay. Double curly braces. Base URI / projects. Yes, these things will fail. Let me go to test. I will not take anything, just status code. Let me provide it. Okay, get single project. Okay, remove this and let me update base URI and let me provide status code as 200. Okay. Okay, let me provide it for all 2 minutes. Test, provide status code. For put also expected data is 200 only. Base URI, go to test. Let me, okay, there is one more snippet. Status code name has a string. If you ask me what is this, are you able to see here created? This is the status code name. Okay, we call this as status code name. If you do get operation for 200, you are going to get okay. Similarly, if you do delete operation, what is the status code name you are going to get? Okay, no content. Okay, let us see. Now what happened? I have updated status for everything. I want to run the entire collection. If I hit the run button once, one after the other, all my collection should get executed. What you can do is go to 3 dots. Okay, go to 3 dots. You have an option called as run collection. Just click on run collection. So this is the run order. You can reorder it if you want. Okay, for example, okay, come here, update, you want to put it front. Okay, anything, anyways you can reorder it. There is no problem. Don't make any changes. What is this file iterations and all, we will see later. Don't make any changes. Just click on run. Just click on run. So let me first view the summary. Are you able to see here? Okay, for a script, you can provide any number of validations. It is going to give you the detailed result. Okay, into mark means script got failed. Here, if you observe light green color, it is shaded. That means this particular test snippet is passed. Okay, fail, pass, fail, pass. Okay, if you want to view the detailed result, you can view it. So base URI, create project, 201 created, milliseconds. So this is how you are going to get. Okay. So if you go to request response body, okay, if you click here, it is going to tell you. So response body, this is a request body you are trying to send. So it will not log response body. Okay, so that is a issue, but okay, nevertheless, this kind of execution we are going to do it as a batch. Okay, when you want to have 100 test scripts and you want to check the issues, you are going to run everything as a collection. Okay, so you can try it. Are you able to see here? Update project I'm doing 404 not found because this project I have already deleted. So for get also I'm getting internal server error. For delete also I'm getting internal server error. Okay, so this is how you can run your collection and you can try it. Okay, anyways, I will have to repeat it again. Okay, So a couple of other scenarios we are going to get. But as of now, you can practice because there is Saturday and Sunday. I don't want you to waste the time. Update environment variables, update status code, update test snippets, validations. There are a couple of other snippets also which I have given here. If you can practice, no problem. Okay, but couple of complex scenarios are your JSON value check where we have to write JSON path and all. So those things you can ignore and you can practice rest others. Okay, don't go for complex. Again, you will feel irritated. It's not good like that. You will feel. So don't make it. Go with the flow. Okay, so make use of it, and whatever the theory concepts we have done till now, completely until your HTTP request and response, okay, HTTP structure, you will be having mock on Monday. Okay, so I'll be individually calling you people and I'll be taking in the morning time. 3 o'clock as usual the session will be there. Okay, Saturday and Sunday brush up on all the theory concepts. Monday only you'll be having the mock, and I will let you know what is a medium of mock, how I will do everything. I will let you know by Sunday evening. Is it clear? So I want you to be very well prepared for theory. Okay, don't ignore theory. If you don't have link in the theory, you will not understand what you're doing. Okay, it's just time waste for you, for me. Okay, so practice theory, at the same time execute all those test scripts. Even if 1 or 2 scripts are getting failed, you're not getting expected output, no problem, practice it. Okay, so update base URI, environment variable, and also update snippets. Okay, minimal snippets, only header. If you try also, no problem. Body we are going to do it on Monday. Is that okay?
Ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Ma'am, in content type application forward / JSON, what does it mean? Application
/ JSON means in your application you are having a language called as JSON. Okay, we can give it like application / XML. So your application has XML language. I can give image / JPEG. That means that image is of type JPEG. I can give image / PNG. That means image is of type PNG. I can give text / doc. That means it is a document type text. Okay, these are all different formats. Okay, for application, JSON, XML are popular, and my application is of type JSON. Okay, it means that application / JSON means your application is of type JSON. Okay, this is a MIME type in HTTP structure. I think I had shown you. Okay.
You can review on our resumes.
No. Resume review Monday. I'll give it to you. Okay. So Monday by Saturday, Sunday I'm going to sit and review it. So Monday when I take the mock, I'm going to individually review your resumes. Okay, I'm going to give you the update. Okay. Or else, before Monday itself, if I review it, I'll send a mail to what are the changes that has to be made. Okay, or else I'll give a call. Okay. Okay, fine guys. Fine, we'll wind it up for today. Thank you so much. So we'll catch up on Monday. Be prepared for your mock. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you guys. You want to take picture of anything? Not required?
Not required.
Not required. Now all the snippets are readily available. So just try it out. Whatever you feel like trying, just try it out.